Okay guys, here is a little shootout of different mics. First up we have a vintage green bullet with a controlled reluctance element. I'm using an A-flat harmonica. I'm running this directly into a super reverb guitar amp. So something you might find at most studios. Nothing really special about that amp. It's a very clean sounding amp actually, but here's a green bullet direct into that amp. Alright, that great, very crunchy bullet sound. Now, for students of the harmonica, like you guys, I'm going to show you a quick difference between fully cupped and not cupped. So make sure you've got headphones on or something where you can hear this well, because on phones and computers we only really hear the high frequencies, and the difference here is in the low frequencies. So here we go, I'll play a chord, and here it is without cupping. Here it is now, and I bring my hand in to cup it. Much more volume and much more in the lower mids there, which is what we want usually to sound good. Alright, so that's your green bullet. Here is a stick mic or a vocal mic. This is called an RE12, but it's a dynamic microphone, very similar to an SM58 by Shure or SM57. These mics were popular because they had this big comb here, which was going to limit the range of the pickup of this mic and help with feedback a little bit. So they're kind of popular in the old school days of harmonica. And to go into the amp, again I'm going into Deluxe Reverb. This is an impedance converter, takes this low impedance mic up to high impedance, and that just means we don't get much signal loss. It's going to be most of the good stuff we want from the microphone getting to the amp. So here's what this sounds like. Same harmonica, same settings on the amp, everything, just a different mic. Alright, there you go. It's got a cleaner tone. There's not as much of that high mid crunch that the bullet mic has, if you ask me. Now again, I'll show you technique wise if I hold it with just one hand versus cupping. Here's one hand. That's a very clean sound, even though I'm going into the amp. Now if we bring our hand and cup around it, we get more lows. Play a little more. And it restricts the diaphragm in here from moving as much and pumps more signal. So combination of those things, we get a little more distortion, but it is a nice cleaner sound. With these stick mics you can get more of a hand effect than you can on a bullet mic. Still negligible, but more. Alright, now I'm going to set up condenser mic, the Dyna-Mic. This is a condenser microphone and it has some electronics built into it. So that means you can tailor the sound from the microphone itself as well as in your amp or wherever you're going. And again, this is straight into that Deluxe Reverb. It has a clean setting. I'll start with the clean setting first. Similar to that stick mic sound that we had a minute ago, I can now dial in some of that warmer overdrive, that saturated overdrive here in the mic. Alright, now this mic has been designed so you don't cup it. It doesn't change sound depending on how you do hold it. And if you want to get hand effects, then you engage a channel here. Engaging the channel brings in some more of those upper mids, low high frequencies that we heard in the bullet mic. And then you can use your hand to take those frequencies in or out like this. So here it is. Alright, there you have it. So 3 different tools, all great for individual things, and now you have a comparison of some sounds so you know what you're listening to. Of course, I hope you are listening under headphones or on a nice speaker system to get the full effect. Alright, see you soon.